Excited, okay?
I did.
Good.
Yeah, there's some here. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is sort of like Oprah after the show,
Oh.
because we just went off live, but we're recording this for radio, but we're going to go live on social media right now. That's where we are right now. My very special guest, and I know I have a couple of friends, more than a couple, who watch the show, have a great deal of admiration for you and the role you play and the groundbreaking nature of it. And as a matter of fact, we just did a segment about all of the LGBTQIA victories on Tuesday night around the country.
Yes.
So maybe we can talk about that too, although I don't want to go outside the bounds.
No, it's fine.
Your body man's here. I don't want him to jump across the table and talk about that. It's a big dude, y'all, so I don't want to get into that.
He could take us all.
But Wilson Cruz, y'all, is here. Hey, brother, good to see you, man. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very happy to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Tell us all about Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah. So this Sunday is our mid-season finale. So episode 9, and the show came on in September, and it's taken off, and I think people are really loving it. And I play Dr. Hugh Culber, who is the ship's doctor, the ship's medic, and who happens to be in a relationship with one of his fellow Starfleet officers, played by Anthony Rapp, who plays Paul Stamets, the chief engineer on the ship. And what I love about the character and about how they've handled it on Star Trek is that it's just a matter of fact. It's not like we had a very special episode of Star Trek to talk about LGBT issues.
Right.
It was
it ought to be in this day and age.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's how it will be in the future. In 2 centuries. They just presented us as officers on Starfleet who happen to be in a relationship. And this coming episode in the season finale, or the mid-season finale, we really get to see how this dynamic is puts a lot of stress on the relationship and their occupations, right? Like to be working with somebody you love and how that affects your relationship and your work. So we start to see signs of that this weekend.
At Star Trek CBS, how did you get involved in that project?
Oh my goodness!
Are you a Trekkie?
I am a Trekkie.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm like the kind of Trekkie who's memorized everything and all that stuff. But I was a huge fan of Next Generation growing up. That was my generation, and so I went back and watched the original series after that because I was curious. So yeah, I was a big fan. And then when the show, when CBS announced that they were doing a new series and that Brian Fuller was actually executive producing, I reached out to Brian because I had done the series finale of Pushing Daisies, which was a show that he created. And I just said congratulations and said, hey, by the way, if there's ever anything. And then he left the show because of American Gods, and Gretchen and Aaron, who wrote the episode I was in Pushing Daisies, took over, and I reached out to them as well. And so I didn't hear back until they offered the role, and then told me that I was actually going to be playing opposite Anthony Rapp, who I've known for 20 years because we did Rent together.
That's
back
right.
in the day.
You did Rent. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. How'd you get into acting in the first place?
If you hear my mom tell it, I was never not an actor or a
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I think she knew pretty early on that this was the direction I was heading, and public school. I have to be honest with you, it was public schools in California where I went. I was involved in the band and in the choir and the show choir and in theater, and then I went on to college, and I started auditioning professionally when I was 16. I didn't get my first real job until I was 18, and then I did a series called My So-Called Life when I was 19 years old.
That's right. Okay.
And I left school, and I never went back. I know. I figured, you know what? I'm going to school. I was going to school to be an actor, and here was an opportunity to be an actor.
Where were you? This was in college?
Yeah,
Where did you go?
Cal State San Bernardino.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Great
I mean,
theater program.
You can do that out there. People do that.
Yeah, they do. I was nervous about it. I was like, I might need a degree.
Yeah.
I won't lie. There have been times in my life in these 44 years where I've thought, maybe I should have finished, but this was my path, and it's worked out.
You're 44.
I'll be 44 in December.
When's your birthday?
December 27th.
I'm December 21st.
Hello. You're a
But I'm a
Sag.
Sag. I'm right on
because
the-
my mom is the 20th.
Oh, is that right?
Uh-huh.
It's the day before. So now I turned 50 last year.
Yes.
And
we don't crack at all.
Yeah, but I'm looking at you, dude.
I'm looking at you.
You look 20 years younger than me. I never would have guessed you were 44.
Yeah, I'm 44.
So whatever that juice is you drinking,
well, it's
my man over here telling me what not to say. You need to be bringing me what he's drinking so I can look as young as him. Don't talk about that. No, bring me some of that.
It's just some Puerto Rican
juice.
Some Puerto Rican juice. That's
is that what it is?
Yeah, it's that.
And like you say, black don't crack.
I personally think Ponce de Leon did find the fountain of youth in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
it's our secret. We're not really we're not telling everybody else about it.
Yeah,
because you look at my mom. My mom and dad are 63 this year, 62 this year.
And I bet they look great too.
63 this year, and they look fantastic. So I thank them. I'll thank them for you. How about that?
Well, I appreciate that. Also, 13 Reasons.
13 Reasons Why. Yeah,
you were involved in that as well.
Yeah, so I play the lawyer of Kate Walsh, who plays the mother of this young woman who commits suicide that the show centers around, and I play her lawyer. And in the second season, you will see more of her lawyer, a lot more of her lawyer, because of the way that the show is. The story's told in the second season.
Okay. We were while our brother was out of the room, we were talking about some other stuff.
Yeah.
That we will try to touch on, and then he'll. You see somebody leap across the table at me, you know that we're not supposed to be doing that. But we couldn't help because we got the TV screen on in here, and all the coverage about Roy Moore.
Yeah.
And you were saying, how does he think he can stay?
I don't understand how anybody in the Republican Party right now can stand by and allow him to run. We've heard, the Republican Party talk about family values for how long now?
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden,
and him in particular,
right? Yes, the 10 Commandments.
10 Commandments, dude. Right.
And so we're supposed to sit by and be like, oh no, it's already totally fine for you to molest teenage girls, and so now you're gonna be a senator. Where you think we're going to lift you up as a leader in our country after that? No, thank you. Goodbye.
Well, as a matter of fact, the Washington Post reporter said on television last night that the victims who came forward, it was because of his own hypocrisy.
Right.
He's out here doing the family values, moral values, and then.
But doing that on the side.
Going after.
Yeah, and then there's that really troubling case that your producer was talking to me about, that he found a father not guilty of molestation and allowed that child to go back home every summer. I mean, that's clearly this is someone who's got his priorities mixed up.
Well, and
his values undefined.
We're actually reaching out to that family because they were like, well, we're trying to get the Washington Post to cover our story. I said, well, if they don't wait on it. Just come on, make it plain. We'll deal with it right now.
Good for you.
But on the good side, you mentioned how the show Star Trek Discovery deals with your relationship matter of factly as it should.
Yeah.
It's almost, we made a big deal about it this morning. We had the Victory Fund on.
Yes. I am a huge fan of the Victory Fund.
Yeah, we had Aisha Moody Mills on.
Yes, I just had dinner with her.
You did?
Yeah, there was a dinner in L.A. for
good.
Yes,
good.
I'm a big fan of hers.
Wonderful.
And she, what they were able to do in the last week is revolutionary in the true sense of the word. The way that the LGBTQ community and women really came out in this election and changed their lives. So many people changed their lives to run for office because of and in response to this administration, which is clearly not on our side, right? We don't feel represented, and actually we feel attacked. And so what was the response of the community? We are going to run for office.
That's right.
And so I'm really proud of her and how she went out and not only found these people to run, but supported them all the way through to the end. They are I think we all need to be applauding the Victory Fund right now.
No, you're absolutely right. And one of the things we discussed, Wilson, by the way, Aisha's wife hosts a show here on our channel every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern, so you all check that out. It's the name of the show is Woke AF, as in woke.
What does that mean?
Can
we say that? No.
Well, we can on Sirius XM.
Oh, good. Woke as fuck, yes.
Woke as fuck. And so, folks, be sure to check out. But,
so it's a religious show.
No. on Sunday. But, one of the things we talked about was you know, I think it was up in the number in the 30s. I think it was Brittany, in terms of LGBTQ candidates in one Tuesday. I think it was like 34 if I got that number right. And one of the things I said to her is, that's how you start to knock that wall down on a national level. Because think about it. Even the homophobes, when you confront them, your fellow church member, one of your relatives, your cousin is gay, they say, well, yeah, you got a point. It all begins at a local piece. Right. On a national level.
Personal, yeah.
Right. On a national, and all politics is local, all local politics is personal.
Yep.
When you get on that national thing like Roy Moore, he can say that. But he'll say, no, Roy, you know so-and-so, and we know what you've done.
Right.
So it's what happened, most of these victories, if not all of them, were local electoral victories. Mayor, city council, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's personal.
Yeah. I mean, Danica Rome ran on traffic issues.
Yeah.
She wasn't talking about the fact that she was trans. He was talking about
That's right.
She was talking about the issues that the local community that she would be representing were dealing with. And that's what they responded to. Yeah. Not the fact that she's trans. Because that's not her. That wasn't what she was running on.
That's not the thing. But what the things Aisha and I were talking about is that when you get those victories on a local level, soon and very soon, it will open the door for those same types of victories on the national. I mean, you already got Tammy Baldwin, of course, but even more so.
Right, but also
one day we're going to have an LGBTQ president.
Oh, absolutely, and sooner than you think. I think I'm running next year.
Somebody probably just had a heart attack. Somebody probably watching just had a literal heart attack.
Dr. Culver coming in. No, but
come on, that's right.
But you know, one of the problems that I feel the Democrats and the party was facing is that our bench was empty, and I think this past Tuesday we filled our bench.
Yeah,
and we did it in city councils. Yeah. We did it in state legislatures. Yeah. I say we, but I think the Victory Fund did it. You know, when you Rachel Maddow had a segment the other day where she showed the people who were unseated and who they were seated by, and you saw all these white straight men being replaced by women, people of color, and LGBT people. And it was a direct response to November 2016. And now we are filling up our bench. And those people who won on Tuesday will be running for bigger and more powerful offices in 4 to 8 years.
Now, so did you just announce that you plan to run for president?
Oh, absolutely.
My man needs a defibrillator. That's who needs a defibrillator now.
I think the only thing I think there should be a series about, the first openly gay president, and I should make myself available.
You would aspire to that.
I would do that. Yeah.
What else? That'd be great.
A person of color, a gay person of color, TV show about a man who's president.
Why not? And by the way, we just had. It's funny just bring that up. We just had Color of Change on.
Yeah.
Rashad Robinson.
I know Rashad because I used to work at GLAAD. I've known Rashad for many years.
So you know about this new study they've done, race in the writers' room.
Yep.
And how we are just not present. Dick Gregory and I were very, very close. Mm-hmm. And, we just lost him. And it was something, Dick, you always say, and it's funny, when your elders pass on, the things they said to you in life that you may have taken for granted
that you remember
become more powerful. Dick used to always say, Wilson, Mark, it's about the writers. It's about the writers.
It's being
and people don't know. People see, you, the stars, but they don't think about that's really what defines the whole thing.
Which is why people like Lena Waithe, for instance, from Masters of None, who just won an Emmy, the first African-American woman to win an Emmy for a comedy series.
Right.
That's why she is so important, because she's in the room where it happened.
Yeah, that's right.
As Lin-Manuel would say. She's there. She's creating stuff. It's why Issa Rae is revolutionary.
That's right. She sure is.
The only way that our stories are going to be told is if we tell them. It's why Ava DuVernay is important, because she's creating a bench of directors and writers who are working on her show, Queen Sugar, and they will go on and make their own shows. By the way, that's how white people did it.
Right.
That's how anyone did it. It's about, as my friend Tiffany Warren from Ad Color says, it's about rising up and reaching back.
Yeah.
And getting people to helping people to get on the road that got you successful.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful I'm seeing change. I'm seeing those writing rooms change. Even on Star Trek Discovery, for instance, we have 2 Asian women who are writers on our show. Many female writers. People of color. It's why our show looks the way that it does, because of who's writing the show.
Outstanding. So what's next for Wilson Cruz? What other projects are you working on right now?
A vacation is what I'm getting. That's the first thing I'm going to do, because this year has, as epic as it has been, and I'm so unbelievably grateful. It was a lot of work. I was doing Star Trek Discovery in Toronto, and I was simultaneously doing 13 Reasons Why in the Bay Area in California. So there's a lot of miles that were collected in between. And, I'm playing a lawyer on 13 and playing a doctor on Star Trek. And let's just say these are not people who are quiet.
Right.
They're a lot of they're very verbose people.
A lot of lines. Busy.
And words that I had to look up in order to be able to believe when I said them. I'm going to finish these. I'll finish 13 Reasons mid-December.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend some time with my folks and my brother here in New York and enjoy the holidays and then see what happens next.
What would be, in moving forward in the future, what would be your dream or your ultimate project?
I think the dream ultimate project would be to produce, create, and star in my own series and direct a couple of those episodes. I think that's where I'm headed. I'm also producing a 6-part documentary series about the history of LGBT images on television called Out of the Box, that will be out in the next year and a half, depending on how everything goes. But
we'll look for that.
It's a really important project to me. I've been involved in it with it for the last 4 years, and we really cover the way these images, these characters, these stories really changed the way that people saw LGBT people, because we were in their homes, in their living rooms, talking about who we really are, as opposed to these demonic figures that the other side made us look, or were trying to make us look like. So I'm excited for people to see that.
Okay. I always like to ask this question: if you could play a role, if you could play a historical figure in a role,
I knew you were going to say that.
Who would you see yourself being?
Prince.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Oh yeah.
Dude, is anybody doing a Prince project right now?
No, I don't think there is, because they better call me first.
Listen,
I understand.
Maybe you just need to jump on and you just do it.
I will. I haven't had a lot of time this year.
Yeah, you said that. You've been busy.
Wow. No, I've always been fascinated with him. I'm a little tall, I hear.
Yeah,
but I'll just hire taller people around me.
Compared to him, yeah. Movie magic can do that. We can take care of that.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
Rami Malek is playing Freddie Prinze right now. Freddie Mercury right now, and he's nowhere near as tall as he was. So I figure, we'll make it work.
Yeah. All right. From your lips to God's ears. Let's be about that.
Yeah. I was devastated when we lost Prince. I was devastated.
Yeah.
Because I actually wanted to meet him and actually talk to him about making this happen someday and having him be a part of it and tell his story and help me tell it. And I guess we're gonna have to do it another way.
Yeah. Well, I hope that does happen
someday.
I think it will.
I think so too.
We'll go ahead and claim that. My brother, good to see you. Good to meet you. Very, very proud of everything that you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna get on whatever it is you're doing to look at least 20 years younger than you are. Because I need some of that, and we wish you all the best. You're always welcome here. Keep us posted about the projects that you're involved in. And
I will.
So we can promote them.
Thank you. I appreciate
and that. And check him out.
None
on
of us got here alone, so thank you. I appreciate
Amen. 13 Reasons, Star Trek, Discovery. Check all of that out. Support our brother. We clear, man. We good.
He's happy.
We're in the safe. All right. I just want to be sure. All right. All right, y'all. We thank you for joining us. This is MIP. All right.